What's good, yo? It's been a while. I'm Jamil Parker, and this is YSM Sports Media. Make sure I got the camera just right. It's bright as shit in here for some reason. I want to address my fans or anybody that has continued this process with me. As of Saturday, I'm full time now. So before, when I was traveling to the gyms, going to the events, I was working 8 to 10 hours and then doing that on the side. But thanks to y'all, I'm officially full time. I really, really appreciate it. All the love that y'all showed me for like the past 2-3 years. Like, who am I for y'all to be coming to on a consistent basis to talk sports? And all my fans hold a special place in my heart. But now let's get to the topic at hand. Philly Bears, yeah. Yeah. Shouts out to my man 210 Boxing TV. Subscribe to him. Mr. Mexican Boxing, Mr. Texas, 210 Boxing TV. Check his channel out. Like the last 2 or 3 months, man, he's been buzzing. He's a YSM Sports Media alumni, but now he just started his own shit and is blossoming. So proud of my guy. Got his 4,000 hours. Pretty soon he's gonna get us 1,000 subscribers, man. Shouts out to my man Brandon Walker. But now to the topic at hand. Are Terence Crawford and Errol Spence the best fighters at 147 pounds? Now, I know right off the bat, people are like, oh, are you crazy? Why are you even asking that? They're the best. What do you mean? Really got to ask yourself. So I'm going to put up this banner. How do you determine who the best is? It's the question I got for each fan in there. And you can hit the comment section. How do you determine who the best is? Eye test? Resume? How do you determine? Because as this undisputed fight, as it looms, as it comes closer and closer, because it's going to happen. It's going to happen this year. You got to ask yourself, are we just labeling people as the best, or have they proven it? And I guess that kind of goes to you as a fan. Like how do you what are your benchmarkers? For me, you got to prove it. Like I can have an opinion about who can win a fight based off of what I see or based off what I've seen. But who the best, you got to prove that. And to me, Errol Spence nor Terence Crawford can be labeled as the best versus the best as currently constructed. And right off the bat, right? People are going to assume because I cover a lot of Jerron Ennis that people are going to say that I'm inserting him into this conversation, but I'm not. This is something differently entirely. All right, so when we go to look at Sugar Ray Leonard's era, the Four Kings, who's the best in that era? Everybody knows Sugar Ray Leonard. Floyd Mayweather. Who's the best in the Floyd Mayweather era? Everybody knows Floyd Mayweather. Who's the best in the Muhammad Ali era? Everybody knows Muhammad Ali. You know why? They beat everybody. Every A-level fighter, they defeated. See, what we have the habit to do as fans now is we make excuses for fighters not to fight other fighters. That's something that we do. We've become fanboys instead of fans of the sport. Now it's fans of a specific fighter. Oh, he just won a payday. Oh, he don't deserve it. How many pay-per-views did he sell? Like, I understand the business of boxing. I understand it. I'm a business guy. But if we're examining the sport, how do you know? 168 pounds. Is Canelo Alvarez the best at 168 pounds? Why? Because he has all the belts? I can't say that he's the best at 168 pounds. There's a 6'2 Mexican that's running around knocking dudes stupid. Undefeated, never lost his belt in the ring. Now, it's his fault that he lost his belt. Don't get me wrong. He never lost his belt in the ring. So when you talk about cleaning out a division, you got to clean it out. Period. It can't be like undisputed. There can't be a dispute. And there is a dispute at 168 pounds. Who's better, Canelo Alvarez or David Benavidez? Who will win in a fight, Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez? Guess what? We don't know. We don't know because of the business of boxing. And as fans, we just, we'll make 100 excuses of why Canelo don't need to fight that man. But he does. If we got to consider Canelo Alvarez the best at 168 pounds, he has to take out David Benavidez, Errol Spence, and Terence Crawford. This is going to be an unpopular opinion because there's a lot of fanboys, a lot of people are emotionally invested in Terence Crawford or Errol Spence. Which one of them dudes beat Keith Thurman? I'll wait. My man Quentin Bradley, I think Errol Spence has, by opposition and resume. My man Brano Romero, Spence is not the best welterweight. All his opponents are tailor-made for him. He never fought a good boxer, a boxer with good feet. The only ones he fought with good footwork is Porter, and he arguably lost. All right, so right off the bat, when I mentioned Keith Thurman, a lot of fans are going to turn their face up and sneer. A lot of fans are disenchanted with Keith Thurman. A lot of fans don't like Keith Thurman. But Keith Thurman is one of the best fighters of his era of welterweights. He's one of them. And a lot of guys claim to fame, a lot of guys that people beat or getting credit for beating. Keith Thurman beat him first. Diego Chavez, undefeated. Danny Garcia, undefeated. Sean Porter, one loss. And immediately, Spence fans make excuses about fighting Keith Thurman. The first thing they say is he lost to Manny Pacquiao. Guess what? Manny Pacquiao is a top 50 fighter of all time, and Manny Pacquiao is not in your era of welterweights. It's like losing to Floyd. That has no bearing on this generation. It doesn't. In order to be the best, this shit shouldn't be subjective. In football, it's not subjective. In basketball, it's not subjective. In Major League Baseball, not subjective. In hockey, it's not subjective. But in boxing, it is. Look at the comments. Crawford versus Spence is a 50-50 fight. I don't know who I got. Case in point, Spence is the best by resume and titles. Boots is the best in terms of talent. The best has to be proven. The best has to be proven, Quan. Spence is not the best. Crawford's not the best. Boots is not the best. While I think that Boots will beat every 147-pounder, being the best has to be proven. You got to go in that ring because we know that anything can happen in that ring. You got to go in that ring and prove that shit. Not talk about A side, B side on the outside. Not talk about, oh, yeah, your T-shirts or, oh, well, you said this and you on the other side of the street. That's not how the best is proven. Yeah, that shit is a part of boxing, but that is not how the best is proven. The best is proven in that ring. And guess what? Sugar Ray Leonard proved that he was that best. 147 to 160. He beat every A-level fighter. A-level. Philly kid, man. Boots the best at 47. He sound crazy saying EJ ain't beat no one with good feet. Hey B, I'm gonna open the lines up in a little bit. I just want to say my piece, and then I'm gonna let everybody else cook. Cause them leagues lining up, boxing is the Wild West, and that's the fucking problem. One Sports Network, that's the problem. It's the Wild Wild West. So we never really know. I like to know. T Sharp was good, baby. Bud Crawford and Boots, in my opinion, Bud got more variety. Again, subjective. What's good, my boy? What up, Dre? Barrera and Morales was considered the best, but some guys had Marquez. It's the same with 147 now with Boots being Marquez. Yeah, I can see how that go. Man, I need your thoughts on Benavidez, bro. People gassing him up with this. Don't, Dre, don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that. Other dudes wouldn't give Canelo wouldn't get credit for beating Lemieux. Charlo wouldn't get credit for beating Lemieux. So stop. So dudes need to stop. Bro, Thurman ran from Spence for years. What the hell do you want Spence to do? And who in the hell did Thurman beat that makes him the best? You sound crazy. Let's look at that. Let's look at Bruce Leroy's logic for a second. This is what's wrong with boxing, right? Bro, Thurman ran from Spence for years. Did he? I can make the same argument for Thurman, Spence, as I can make for Spence and Boots. Funny how that works. Now Spence is the A side. Now Spence is calling the shots. He's not the prospect or the young up and coming guy that, brings more risk than reward. Now he's on the other side. And now Spence fans understand it. But when it was Keith and the whole situation was flipped, it's man down. He's scared. Is Spence scared of Boots? Got to use the same logic. Is Spence scared of Boots? Because if Thurman's scared of Spence, then Spence is scared of Boots, right? He ain't trying to fight. We know he's going to drop them belts. But that has no bearing on this right here. In order to be the best, you have to clean that shit out. My man. I know Boots versus Thurman won't make it to championship rounds. Thurman don't jab enough. And he's not reacting to punches well. Guess what? Still got to see it, though, right? Boots should move up to 160. Yeah, he'll definitely move up to 160 at some point. Team Ennis called out Spence aggressively. Yeah, but the energy is different. That's what I don't like. Hey, B, you know that in certain aspects, I'm business. But when we are talking about who the best is, not who's the best ticket seller, but who's actually the best fighter, it is no way to know unless you get in the ring and fight. You was there live in person? Yeah, they was on his ass. They was definitely on Spence's ass. Energy ain't quite the same outside of Dallas. I'm just throwing it out there. Do you think David Benavidez has a chance to be the face of boxing? I think he does because of the hype around him, and he's proving it every time he gets in the ring. He's young too. No, I don't. Mexicans aren't behind David Benavidez because they're infatuated with Canelo Alvarez. And David Benavidez, for me, I have some issues with David Benavidez because it only seems like he has names in his mouth of smaller guys. Like there's a monster in Minnesota that's on his ass, and all I hear him talk about is Charlo and Canelo. These are dudes that started out at 147 pounds. I think Canelo started at 47. I knew Charlo did. But you started out above 175. But all I see is those names in your mouth. But then when a dude who's your size or bigger is calling you out, you seem less interested. So you don't get the boogeyman title from me if there's a dude chasing you. That's just me. So that's the question I got. How do you determine who the best is without seeing them in the ring? No one relevant, risk and reward wants to fight Boots. Too dangerous of an opponent. Yeah, that's what's wrong with boxing. Why is dude saying Canelo should retire? Don't know. Canelo's still a great fighter. He just lost to a bigger man. It's that simple. Like dudes, just because you saw him do that shit to Kovalov, somehow people twisted in their mind that he was going to do that to Bivol. And I thought that he would beat Bivol because Bivol was a plain hoagie. It was some fixings on that hoagie. I was wrong. It was some fixings on that hoagie. It was some peppers. It was some lettuce and some tomato on that hoagie. My man Chris, no, they are not established until further notice. Boots is the best. Nobody calls Boots out in the story. Teague, what's good, Teague? Raw business. I sound like a hater. Okay. See, that's here we go back with the super fan shit. I'm saying all these dudes need to fight. You can't determine who the best is without people fighting. You can't determine who the best is by looking at pay-per-view buys. You can't determine who the best is by doing a triangle fight theory. It doesn't work that way. If you are the best welterweight, you got to clean that shit out. Leave no doubt. Right now, there's doubt. If you who do you consider the top 5 welterweights of the last 5 years? That's the question that I got for everybody. You put that in the comments. Who is the top 5 welterweights from the last 5 years? I'm not talking about talent. I'm talking about give me wins. Who's the top 5 welterweights in the last 5 years? Put that in the comments, and then we're going to transition this conversation because I'm going to make a point to you. If you don't know Thurman ran from Spence, then you're not a real boxing fan. Spence is trying to make the Bud fight, bro. What do you want him, bro? You like my argument? It's going over your head. It's going over your head, and it's cool. Like you clearly like really a Spence fan, and that's cool. But yeah, this ain't one of those. This ain't one of those normal Spence and Crawford conversations. We talking real shit, right? In actuality, Spence was never in a position to get the Thurman fight. When he was calling for it, back when he was a prospect, he didn't necessarily deserve it. And then when after Thurman beat Danny Garcia, he ended up getting hurt, comes back, fights a tune-up, then fights Manny Pacquiao. But that's not the point that I'm making here. And you like Spence fans, you always do this shit. I'm saying specifically, all these dudes need to fight for me to determine who the best is. See, you want Errol to be the best because you like Errol. I could care less. I could care less about Spence and Crawford, to be honest with you. Like, I'm not a super fan. I'm not, oh, no, that's not me. I want to see who the best is, though. I want to see who the best is. And it's the only way to determine that. It's only one way. Like, if y'all expecting some old straight fanboy shit, no, we're going to have a real conversation today. And if you want some fanboy shit, I'm just not going to read your comments. I don't care if you team Bud. I don't care if you team Spence. Let's examine the welterweight division. How do you determine who the best is? All I know is Crowley gonna get hurt bad, messing with Boots. I don't even think to me that's not a competitive fight at this point. He cheated Benavidez. No, oh Benavidez did Benavidez cheat? Rephrase that question. Only Mexicans out here in Arizona, but I do like Benavidez. But I want to see him fight someone with more status. I want to see him get every fight at 168 pounds. I agree, fam. But the difference is Boots. If Boots had a belt, EJ would definitely fight him. Keith wasn't going to fight EJ if he had a belt or not. I don't agree with that. See, again, that's opinion. EJ's doing exactly what Thurman did. Thurman was chasing bigger fights. That's what EJ's doing now. Same shit. Chasing bigger fights. Chasing money fights. You can't. You got to stop moving the goalposts when it comes to certain guys. Even if you like them or don't like them. It's the same thing. T, that's real shit. We're the energy from Morel. Come on, man. You know the vibes. Benavidez is the 160. Damn. Chris. That's a good synopsis. Clayton, great point. I never knew this. Wow. That's real shit. You have to find out in the ring. Yeah. Anybody that's disagreeing with that, you a fanboy. You gotta find out. Like, can you imagine? Listen to this. Can you imagine if after Tommy Hearns lost to Ray Leonard and he was trying to pursue a fight with Duran, we just said, "Oh no, man, you lost to Ray Leonard, man. We don't want to see you fight no more." Marvin Hagler lost to two Philadelphia fighters, Bobby Boogaloo Watts and Willie the Worm Monroe. Can you imagine if we said, no, you shouldn't fight Ray Leonard, no, you shouldn't fight Tommy Hearns, no, you shouldn't fight Duran because you lost? That shit sounds stupid. Floyd Mayweather effect. Terry, what's good, baby? I told everyone that Bivol. Yo, I didn't think so. I don't know. I don't even know if Danny is coming back. I saw him in the gym, but I don't even know if he's coming back. See Bruce Leroy. I'm not even. I'm gonna chill off the. I'm gonna chill off the. I'm gonna chill off the comments for a little bit. Yo, who who is the best welterweight, and how do you determine it? That's the question I got. Along with name the top five welterweights of the last 5 years. DW, how do you determine who's number one and number two? How do you determine that? I'm challenging everybody in this chat to step outside of your normal way of thinking. Be objective. You are too invested in Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford to look at this shit objectively. I challenge everybody to do that. How do you determine who the best is? By fighting. With your logic, Tommy Hearns should never fought Ray Leonard. You know why? Because he lost to Roberto Duran. Muhammad Ali should have never fought George Foreman. He lost to Joe Frazier. The best has to be proven in the ring. That's why countless times people think that a dude is going to wash him because he's a bigger name, because he's undefeated, and the dude's taking a couple losses, and then the guy that got 2 or 3 losses goes in and beats the dog shit out of the undefeated dude, a la Julian Williams versus Jared Hurd, a la Andy Ruiz versus Anthony Joshua. The best has to be proven time and time again. Stop anointing guys without them proving it. Somebody needs to fight Keith Thurman. It doesn't matter. You can give me Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence twice. But somebody needs to fight Keith Thurman. It doesn't sit with me that Keith Thurman has never fought Terence Crawford or Errol Spence, or that Errol Spence and Terence Crawford don't have a win over Keith Thurman. Doesn't sit right with me. Tommy Hearns fought all them dudes. All of them. Marvin Hagler fought all of them. Ray Leonard fought all of them. Y'all okay with this? I mean, really? Y'all cool with that? Y'all cool with Canelo not fighting Benavidez? Y'all cool with that? I'm not. I need to see all these fights. Chris, you're right. You're right. The only way you can find out is if you have it tournament style. Philly Zoe. See, no. I feel you, but no. Spence is the top dog, 3 belts. Whole Texas. What's crazy, right? Is if we consider, right? If we consider these to be the top 5 welterweights of the last 5 years. Terence Crawford, Errol Spence, Manny Pacquiao, Keith Thurman, and Sean Porter. If we consider that to be the top 5 welterweights of the last 5 years, Terence Crawford and Errol Spence only have 1 victory over the top 5 welterweights. That doesn't sit right with me. YSM, you don't believe Keith Thurman will beat any of the top welterweights right now with that performance versus Mario Barrios? I actually think he looked good against Barrios. But guess what? It doesn't matter what I think. Only way we're going to find out for sure is if we see it. Like, that's the point. That's the point of this conversation, yo. You don't know until you know. Who thought Andy Ruiz would do that? Who thought that Cassius Clay would do that to Sonny Liston? Nobody. You didn't think so. That triangle theory shit is a flawed way of looking at boxing. How we know who the best is in the NBA Finals is they got to play. How we know who the best team in the NFL is, they have to play. How we know who the best Major League Baseball team is, they have to play. How we know who's the best in the Olympics, they got to play. They got to fight each other. Come on. Again, Thurman beat the same dude out of the 5 you named Bud and Spence. So what's your point? I'm a clown. My point is, and I don't need to call you names or anything like that, bro. You clearly in your feelings. My point is, we don't know who the best is because they didn't fight each other. I never said Thurman was the best. I never said Spence was the best. I never said Crawford was the best. I said, I don't know. I don't. I want to find out. But that, like, based off of your comment, you in your feelings, my nigga. You in your feelings. Come on. Hey, Philly's out. Guess what? It don't matter if it happens at 54 for me. I'm just saying they need to fight. All these dudes need to fight. I want to see all these dudes. And if you are a fan that are making excuses about why these dudes shouldn't fight, then you're part of the problem. And I ain't saying you, I'm just saying in general. If you are making excuses about why dudes shouldn't fight, and you are mad at me for saying I want to see all these dudes fight because they haven't fought each other, I want to see the round robin. Raw business. That logic don't make sense because everybody don't play everybody in those scenarios. The logic makes sense because it's a tournament style. And whoever actually wins, it's in the perfect example, right? If they had a tournament in boxing, let's say you put Crawford on one side, Spence on one side, they would have to actually go through the gauntlet, and people would actually be beating each other. And then whoever came out at the end came out at the end, bro. That's the only true way you could see this shit. Pacquiao could beat Thurman again right now. Standing on his dog walks Thurman, boots. See, DW, those are all opinions, bro. We don't know. We don't know. I have my opinions. I have them. My opinions aren't fact. Boots is the best down. The Boots is the best hands down. And I don't, and it's not a belief, it's a fact. You're right, they won't fight innocent unless they cashed out. Yeah, that's the business of boxing, though. And that's what I'm trying to go away from with this conversation. I'm not trying to get in anybody in their feelings or anything like that. It's like we should actually see these things play out. Got to see it. What's your thoughts on Scooter's upcoming fight? I think Cool Boy gonna beat Daniel Roman by decision. Cool Boy's a great fighter, man. Very underrated. Full of sports, no boots is the best welterweight. I look forward to seeing Boots prove that. Talent wise, I think Boots is better than everybody. But again, got to see how this shit plays out. And your feelings for a boxer who don't even right, Dre? Like, come on. We trying to have a regular debate. I'm not trying to call nobody no names or nothing like that. Dudes be so invested in this. Be a fan of boxing. Be a fan of the sport. Like, you mad at me because I want to see all these guys fight? Type time you on, guys. You said the reason why they're in negotiations with one another is not to fight Boots. The lesser they I don't think so, man. I don't think no fighter is scared of other fighters, to be honest. A lot of people was running with that narrative that Spence was afraid of Bud. Nah. How you gonna tell a dude that have been elite on every level of boxing that he's afraid of another guy that that bleeds just like he does? I don't think so. I think dudes do things because it's business. Hey, Leroy, but you watching me, though. I'm not watching you, my nigga. At the end of the day. 54 got a lot of dogs. Ain't no guarantee they're going to fight at 54. I mean, Juwan, that's a good point. 54 does have a lot of fight. Like, there's a lot of parity at 54. And I still want to see it, though. It doesn't matter if the fight happens at 47 or 54. If they can't make 47 anymore, then yeah, let it happen at 54. I just want to see it. It's like all those fights didn't happen at welterweight. Ray Leonard and Tommy happened at 60, and I think Hearns versus Hagler happened at 60. So I just want to see the fights. I want to see the guys from that era of boxing all fight each other. Shit, I still want to see Danny Garcia versus Terence Crawford. It don't matter if that happens after that. If Terence Crawford decides that he's going to stay at 47 for a little bit more fights, yeah, I would like to see that. They're good. Good point, bro. Economics does play a part. Promoters are bit. Yeah, it is a business. It is a business. But that has no bearings on us as fans. We're the consumer. We want what we want. And right now, the only topic I want to have is how do you determine who the best is without fighting? And for me, it's impossible. My man Raw Business 215, you said that's not my logic. If they have it tournament style, then it still comes out with the same outcome, in a sense. Now I understand there are two distinctions, and you have a good point with that. There are two distinctions between everybody fighting each other and tournament style. But with tournament style, I wouldn't do it like the Super Six. I would do it probably like the Eastern and Western Conference Finals, because even though everybody doesn't fight, even though everybody doesn't play against each other, it's still a player go home scenario, and the winner out of that plays the winner out of that, and then the winner out of that plays the winner out of that. So everybody is playing the winners out of their situation. So we can do it either two ways, but you still end up knowing who's the best. My man Romero is crazy. People take the sport of boxing. Yo, really, bro? Like really? And I don't understand. Like, bro, this is not like a y'all. Some of these dudes be acting like this shit is a gang, like gang war, Team Spence versus Team Bud, bro. They are not enemies, yo. At the end of the day, I don't even think they dislike each other. They're men competing in the sport, trying to feed their families. They're elite, two of the top 10 fighters in the world, in my opinion. But my opinion don't matter. Salute to you, D. What's good? Hey, yo. But what we are going to do now is I've said my piece. We got 20 minutes left in the show. So, my man, Raw Business, all of y'all dudes, hop in the joint. Let's go. Hop in the comments, say your piece. Shouts out to my man Zeke Anderson for the super chat. Boots is my guy. I love to see him fight, but keep it a bean. His resume is very light. Spence is the best welterweight, hands down. His resume is legit. I would like to see Boots get a lot of the top guys. I understand exactly why he's not getting those fights. But Zeke, how you determine that? Spence is the best welterweight, and he hasn't fought the other best welterweights yet? Got to see it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Based off of their last couple of performances, I used to be a dude that think Terence Crawford would get Spence. I'm not sure. Spence has a very unique style of fighting. This is like there really isn't too many good pressure fighters that comes behind a good jab. And he seems to get stronger as the fight goes on. It's like the more you fight him, the better he gets. And that's what's gonna make it interesting. Like and Bud likes to fight too much. So I feel like if Bud can stay disciplined, he can outbox Spence for 12 rounds. But if Bud chooses to fight, then Bud got to clip him first. If Bud don't clips him first, and he tries to stand in there with Spence, he gonna get everything he asking for, and he gonna end up get folded up like a pizza box. So we got to see it. You got some dudes that really don't want to see that fight. You got some dudes that want to talk shit from the sidelines and talk about splits and no, the fight should happen in Dallas and no, that fight shouldn't happen in Dallas. The fight should happen in Vegas, neutral ground. Let's get it. Ben Israel, salute to you, bro. It's really hard to prove you're the best. There's always someone new. Never fought Aaron Pryor. Yeah, he never fought Aaron Pryor, but to my knowledge, Aaron Pryor never fought above 140 pounds. At that time, I think he aged. I would have to look that up, but I don't think that they were in the same weight class for too long. And I know they offered money, but from what I hear, it wasn't really, really great money. Yo, but hop in the comment. Like I put the link in. Thanks, One Sports. I appreciate you. Yeah, I put the link in. Y'all can come on. Y'all can come and cook if y'all not at work. I know how that go. So the link is in. The link to hop on. Say your piece. Yeah, Philly Zone. That's what type of time I'm on. If you got something to say it. As long as you keep it respectful. Like you don't gotta agree with me. I don't know how you don't though. If you're a fan of boxing, you want to see you want to argue, or do you want to actually watch these fights play out? Zeke Anderson said that Spence and Crawford don't fight each other next. I'm not watching boxing anymore. All right, so we got YSL Sports Media alumni in the building. 210 Boxing TV. Make sure y'all subscribe. Brandon Walker, what's good?
What's good, man? What's good? What's good?
What up with you? Hey, fellas, I put the link in the description box. Anybody can hop on. Give your thoughts, man. B, how do you determine who's the best without people fighting?
I mean, that's like I said, that'll be just opinion based, subjective. But in a perfect world, the winner of this is the thing, right? Everyone already has it penciled in that the winner of Spence and Crawford is going to go up to 154. So I feel like they'll be given a pass. But at the same time, in a perfect world, the winner should fight Boots. There's no way around it. Like I said, I was there and at the Charlo Castano fight, and man, after Boots knocked out Clayton, ringside. I'm telling you, the whole Ennis team, the fam, everyone that you could, pink shirts everywhere, bro. They were real aggressive with Earl and Spence. They called him out. So I've never seen Bud be aggressive like that. Bud has never been aggressive like that with Spence.
Philadelphia is different. You know, Philly's different. Philly Zone and a couple of Raw Business 215, they can tell you that. Yeah. Somebody asked my man Dre, you like Morrell more than David Benavidez? Brandon can't answer this question, but I can. You damn right. I think Morrell's a monster, yo. I think Morrell's a monster. I think he'll beat Benavidez, but guess what? I don't know. Still got to see it. And that's all I'm getting. That's all I'm getting. You have to see these fights in order really to determine who's the best. We all got somebody in our mind that we think is the best, but we got to see it. My man, they're good, and that's the best part, arguing and watching the play out. You're right. You're right, Dirk. Grass, is that you? Boots got the most upside. That don't mean he's the best, but you can clearly see he's that dude. I agree. Yeah, Philly is different. Is Boots going to be in the ESBC game? I don't know, y'all. I'm going down there today, so I'll ask him today. I don't know, Brandon. Did you hear anything?
I don't know about. I haven't seen much about that game though. Because bro, I've been wanting a boxing game for years, but it's like they be teasing with that shit, so I don't even get excited over it no more. You know what I mean?
I heard EA Sports is now going to make a game because ESBC can't make a game.
EA Sports needs to make a game. Quit bullshitting.
Travis Bryan, what up? Okay, I thought that was you. What's up, Grass? We got a training legend in the building, Philly legend. Shouts out to Grass, man.
But honestly, like, what do you think happens here at 47 and 54? Like, you think Charlo's in the fight?
Wait, ain't too many dudes made an Olympian. So shouts out to you, Grass. Salute. That's the dude that built Paul Crawl. B.
Okay.
Go ahead. What was you saying?
Nah, so like my thing is at 47 and 54, like, is Charlo gonna fight these other guys at 54, or is Spence and Crawford gonna fight these other guys like Boots or Ortiz at 47? Because I think both of them are gonna move up, and then you're gonna have all these vacant titles, and it's gonna be who's who can fight for these vacant belts, basically.
Yo, if they do move to 54, that makes for an interesting conversation because we think Spence and Crawford are great fighters. Can any of them beat Sebastian Fundora? Does that shit look fair? Does that, like, think about how that shit is going to look in a press conference. And Sebastian Fundora is going to be next in line, right?
Yeah.
Can Terence Crawford beat Sebastian Fundora?
I mean, I think people would say yes off the rip, but like I said, it would look different in the ring.
I'm sorry. I don't want to see Terence Crawford against a 6'6" dude. I don't want to see that shit.
Nah, Andre said that the WBC made Canelo franchise again. Nah, that's just Art Man. Art Man be putting that shit.
Hey, yo, Dre. I don't know if that's true, but
That's Art Man.
If they did, bro, I'm putting my hands up. Like, come on. Like, Canelo got to see David Benavidez.
He's too small, bro. He's too small to see David Benavidez.
I can't say Charlo ducking Fundora. Charlo just fought for undisputed, bro. And Tim Tszyu supposed to be next, not even Fundora. So I can't see that.
Hey, but honestly, bro,
I was
Getting back,
underwhelmed by Yo Elvis' performance. He loaded up on everything. Yeah, Yo Elvis, he kind of it was a good fight for him because Jorge Cota is a veteran. Jorge Cota gave him a lot of good rounds and a lot of shit to look at and work on. But he just fell in love with his power. Yeah, Grass. Fundora
that's
is a
my
problem
guy,
for
bro.
everyone. Problem.
That's my
Hey,
guy,
Big,
Yo
what was your
Elvis.
thoughts on Yo Elvis?
Say it again.
What was your thoughts on Yo Elvis?
Man, he's a lot better than that, bro. Like I said, that's a guy that I know a lot about. I know a lot about who he spars with, and I know pretty much his in and out everyday workings. But he's a lot better than that. He just looked wild, bro. He just looked like a wild brute mule. You know what I mean? He just looked wild, bro, like a bull in a china shop.
Yeah.
But
He looked like he
Coda
fell in
was
love
very
with his-
defensive, but it would have been interesting if Coda would have mixed it up a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But bro, getting back to Morel and Benavidez,
Go ahead.
like those are the two guys that I've met in person. I've interviewed them both, and like I said, bro, when you compare them to 68 to everyone else, they're just so much bigger, bro. Like it's not fair. Like I talked to I
How
talked
big
to
are
Big.
they? Give me an example.
Benavidez is good, 6'2.5". He's because I'm 6'2.5". So I don't know why they listed him as 6'1.5" this past tell of the tape on Showtime.
Yeah.
Morel's 6'3". Morel's a good 6'3", maybe even up to 6'4". Morel's a big motherfucker, bro. But like I said, like Shane Jr. fights at 68, right? Shane Jr. and Gabe Rosado fight at 68, bro. They're nowhere near these guys. Like, and I'm not talking about talent. I'm not talking about skill. I'm just talking about size. Like, they're nowhere near these guys. So when you see Benavidez looking like that to Lemieux, yeah, that's the way he looks, bro. Like he's too fucking big at 68,
It looked
and
like
he's
a
good. So
middleweight
it's
fight
not
or
just
a
size;
heavyweight.
he's good.
That's what it looked like.
So I mean, people don't understand, bro, how big these guys are for that weight class, dog. Like they really don't. Like they really don't know, bro. Like I know it firsthand. And the thing too is I'm gonna find out if Morel is really saying all this shit about Benavidez or if it's just cap because they're not putting who's saying it. And I just spoke to Morel at Spence Ugas, and he's like I said, bro, he don't talk like that. So I don't know what's going on with that, bro.
Fundora is beatable, but he looks to give everyone a tough fight. I believe he's beatable. I just don't think a dude like Terence Crawford. I don't want to see that fight. Like Terence Crawford fought at 135 pounds. I don't want to see him fighting 6'5" dude. No.
Like getting back to Yo Elvis, bro. I thought Yo Elvis, Xander, and Jesus Ramos were the main guys at 54, and I don't know if I could include Yo Elvis in that class no more. It seems like he still has some, you know what I mean, some growing up to do.
Hey, Jerron, he curved the question because he doesn't know what his next move is. Tim Tszю's supposed to be next. He got 4 mandatories that's all going to be in a line waiting for him. And being undisputed brings a lot of brings a lot of problems along with being heralded because you got 4 sanctioning bodies in the institute, 4 different mandatories, and then there may be a money fight that you want that might not be able to get because of that. My man Dre said Fundora would stop Tszyu. I agree. They had to bring a stretcher for Gallimore after the Fundora fight. Hey, B, how are the Mexicans feeling about Fundora? Y'all showing them love?
No, it's not so much that. There's no love or hate going on. It's just no one's caught on to him yet. He's a cool kid, bro. I met him, interviewed him last Saturday. He's cool as shit, bro. Like I actually got off to him, bro. He's a nice kid, bro. Cool as shit. But my young bull, Jesus Ramos Jr., he's in a fight on the Rolly Tank undercard. He's fighting Luke Santa Maria. So he's potentially going to be an opponent for either Fundora or maybe even Tim Tszyu. More than likely Fundora, though. I could see Ramos and Fundora in about 2 to 3 fights.
I got Ramos beating Tim Tszyu. I also got Ramos beating Yo Elvis after that fight.
Yo Elvis was rumored to fight Fundora. but they went another way on that, which is smart. But
All right, Grass said Morrell versus Benavidez. You picking Morrell? I agree with that. I agree.
that's going to be a big
Appreciate
pay-per-view
you,
down the
Anthony
line,
Jones.
bro.
Appreciate the
That,
love.
that Morrell Benavidez, though, that's going to be a big pay-per-view down the line, bro, in about a year or two. It can be next. That's the whole thing. They still got to build Morrell, and Benavidez got to build his shit too. But that's going to be the pay-per-view down the line, bro, because I feel like can't nobody fuck with them guys at 168, bro. They're just too good and they're too big for everybody else, bro. Like, what would you say Benavidez looked like to Lemieux, weight class-wise?
It looked like a light heavyweight fight in middleweight.
Exactly. And I tell people this, and they go, "Oh, nah, but Benavidez, he can't make weight." And I'm like, okay, keep thinking that dumb shit. I'm like, bro, y'all don't understand how big these men are, bro. They're monsters.
Do I like Ramos' chances against Fundora? I'm a big Jesus Ramos guy. Big. I don't know, yo. Dude is a problem. He's beatable. Don't get me wrong. He's beatable, but are you willing to deal with what comes with beating him? Like you gotta walk through fire to beat that man. And you saw Eric Salubin had success. He dropped him, but did you see his face? Chase Athletics, yes, the same Santa Maria that fought Paul Crawl. Santa Maria beat Devin Alexander. He beat Mekhi Fox, and he beat who's the last person he beat? Abel Ramos.
They got BoxRec has him number 8 at 147, Santa Maria. So yes, he's put together some wins.
He fought a lot of good people in like 15, 16 fights. He got a good resume, yo. He got a really good resume.
Hey, but listen to me, bro. Jesus is gonna beat the dog shit out of him, bro. All respect to Santa Maria, but Jesus is gonna pressure him and he's gonna beat the dog shit out of him. But Jesus Pandora, bro, that would be a good fight because
oh shit. He reminded me. That's why they made this fight.
Yeah, because they're able.
Oh shit. Oh, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad. They probably threw some extra cheese on his taco. Jesus probably was like, "Nah, I want him next."
Hey, and you know, Jesus is working with Coach Wade now, bro. So he's getting his speed up, the speed and strength and conditioning up.
Woke Mind, 4-time sanctioning fees. Yeah, shit. Hey, yo, I'm sorry. If I want undisputed, I'm vacating I'm keeping one belt. I'm
Bro,
not
listen,
giving out 12% for nobody.
154 is going to open wide up, bro. 154 is going to open up, and all those belts are going to be vacant. I really believe that, dog.
I see Fundora picking up a belt after Charlo leaves. He comes in and fight.
Shit, Fundora already has the belt. He's the WBC interim, so if Charlo moves up, they're going to elevate him.
Unless they might make him fight in an eliminator for the bacon title. They do that shit too. He said he weighed 185 on Fight Night. I can see that. Maybe more. I can see that. Would Ramos beat Lubin? Shaking my head. Not sure. I need to see how Lubin looks after that beating. But that would be a good fight. Oh, 210 Boxing TV, bro. 210 Boxing TV got a lot of good interviews. My man even got LL Cool J. I was jealous about that. I'm like, damn, you got Jack the Ripper?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I got LL, Sugar Ray Leonard, Riddick Bowe, Bernard Hopkins, Eric Morales. I'm going to have Marco Antonio Barrera later on this week, and I'm going to have Austin Trout later this week. So, yeah, I got some good shit coming down.
Good shit. Did you walk up to him like, I'm going to knock you out? You should have said that.
Hey, we're not. It was just, he was cool as shit, bro. He took a picture, and then, you know what I mean? Just, like I said, bro, he was cool as shit, bro. Him and Ray were fucking friendly as fuck, bro.
How big is he?
Oh, he's a pretty big dude. Not size-wise, but he's about 6 foot.
Okay.
Pretty big dude, stocky motherfucker. You know what I mean? But Errol's cool, bro. He's cool as shit. Not fucking none of this celebrity shit. He a regular dude.
Okay.
But he a boxing fan. He knows his shit too, though.
He does?
Yeah, he knows his shit.
All right, fellas, I didn't mean to ruffle anybody's feathers or anything like that. I just feel like we just need to look at boxing in a different way. I felt like as fans, we got off track. I want to see all these guys fight. It's only one way to determine who's the best, and it's by fighting. I don't know how anybody can't agree with that logic.
We push for the best fights. My work with YSM, we've always pushed for the best fights. We want to see Boots fight Bud or fight Spence. If anyone's opposed to that, there's something wrong with y'all. You know what I mean? We want to see David Benavidez fight Caleb Plant, fight Charlo, fight Morrell. We were the first ones, honestly, pushing for Morrell versus David Benavidez. You know what I mean? If anyone speaks Spanish on this thread, you go to YSM Sports Media. I got a long interview with Morrell, and I asked him about Canelo and Benavidez. You know what I mean? A lot of times, we ask the questions that people don't want to ask, but we do.
Real fast, we will get these last two questions in, and then we out. What upcoming fights are y'all looking forward to? Cool Boy versus Roman. Rolly versus Tank. What else is signed? Joe Smith.
The Bam Rodriguez June 25th card on
Bam
the zone.
Rodriguez
They got
versus Run Beside. That's a good
one. That's gonna be crazy. But the Tank Rolly, honestly, I feel like everyone should watch that fight. No one should shit on that fight because it's a good card. Like I say, you got Jesus Ramos versus Santa Maria on the undercard. But Tank Rolly, bro, that's real beef. Like, that ain't made up. That's real beef. A buddy of mine whose son's like 16, 17 from here in San Antonio, they're out there in Vegas. He said this is years ago, probably like 2-3 years ago. He said Rolly they're in the gym with Rolly, right? Rolly's working out, training, and then Tank walks in. So Tank walks in, and as soon as he walks in, him and Rolly are mad dogging each other. And then Tank gets in the ring, he's shadow boxing. Rolly's outside the ring jumping rope. But the whole time, both of them working out, they're mad dogging each other, and they're just like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Like little kids. And mind you, my homie said there's probably only like 5-10 people in the gym. He's just there like, shit, like what the hell's gonna happen? Do I break them up if these fools start fighting? Like their beef is legit, bro. And honestly, don't count Rolly out, bro. Rolly, the one thing he has power. And if he can get Tank out of his element where Tank doesn't stay focused and Tank just says, fuck it, I'm going to fuck this dude up, and Tank just tries going at him round 1, 2, and 3, Rolly might catch him with some shit. So that Rolly Tank fight, man, I really think that's like, it kind of reminds me of Mayorga versus Trinidad. Like, it's some shit, bro. Like, that's going to be a bloodbath.
Hey, we're going to extend for 5 minutes because we just had somebody hop on. Dirk Banks. What's good, Dirk?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, question for you, Dirk. How do you determine who the best is at welterweight?
Simple. Fight each other. But it's not. But to me, I'm biased. Like, I do believe in the eye test, and Duran Boots Ennis brings more elements, or his bag looks deeper to me. And I know he hasn't shown his full bag either, which is crazy. He seems to have a deeper bag than Crawford or Spence, on top of a higher ceiling.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
In my eyes, he's the most talented fighter in the division.
Period.
In boxing, like talent-wise,
Hey, Mill,
I'd say in the whole sport.
Yeah.
Hey, Mill, the Marquez comparison I tried giving, because in the early 2000s, right, Barrera and Morales were the names in boxing, at least Mexican boxing, right? But a lot of insiders, a lot of people felt Marquez, even though Marquez had a few losses and Marquez didn't have those wins like they did, a lot of people felt Marquez was better than them. You know what I mean? But Marquez wasn't able to prove it until later. Maybe, you could say maybe Morales, because him and Morales never fought, so that's debatable. But he at least proved that he was as good. And that's I kind of get the same feeling with Boots because it's like people are gonna be like, oh well, he ain't fought these guys that Spence and Bud beat, which is fair. But at the same time, you know, if they say, okay, Spence versus Boots or Boots versus Bud, you got to think about it. You got to hesitate. That there's something in there that you know is going to be a problem. And like I said, in a perfect world, hopefully, the winner of Bud and Spence would fight Boots. That would be the perfect world because, like, legitimately, Bud and Spence are two of the top 5 pound for pound. And if Boots had a little bit more names, Boots is a pound for pound talent. You just can't put him on the list yet because he hasn't beaten those guys. But they legitimately are 3 pound for pound guys at 47. It just has to play out.
That's rare, but to me, it's like Bud and Spence are like D Wade and Carmelo, like probably all time greats and future Hall of Famers. But Boots is LeBron James. He's a generational talent. Like that doesn't come around every so often, you know? Like that's how I see it. Is that a weird analogy?
No, I understand that analogy very well. You talking about a dude. It's like watching
the great ones you see it early.
Thurman. Yeah. It's like watching Thurman Thomas.
Yeah.
And watching Barry Sanders.
Exactly.
Thurman Thomas.
Don't leave out my boy Emmett. Don't do that.
Yeah, Emmett Smith. Earl is like Emmett Smith.
Man, fuck the Cowboys, man.
We're not gonna do that.
We're doing that. I'm non-biased in sports with everything else. I'm a diehard Eagle fan. Fuck them Cowboys, man. And that shit lives here, deep in there. Fuck y'all.
See, I'm an adopted Cowboys fan, so I'll let that slide. But when it comes to the Spurs, oh man, hey, you know how they did us dirty, bro? We got the number 9 pick in the draft. They did a draft rehearsal, and we got the number 1 pick in a draft rehearsal. What the fuck is a draft rehearsal, bro?
I don't know what that is.
That's bullshit. That's like teasing.
Yes, that's hella teasing, dog. I was like, man, I wanted to get Chet. I wanted to get Victor Moan. I wanted to get one of these guys, bro. Like,
you called him Victor Moan.
Paolo, bro. Hey, Paolo's gonna be sick, bro. Paolo, Chet, or Jabari Smith. Any one of those 3.
Victor Moan Jr.
Bro, I'm telling you, dude. Paolo Banchetto, bro. Remember, what was I telling you? I was like, yo, he's Italian, bro. He's Italian, and he's cold with it.
Yo, yeah. I'm like, bro, that dude ain't Italian. I'm looking at him running around looking like Devin Booker.
Oh man, hey, the cowgirls, bro. That's just the funniest shit, bro. When they call us cowgirl fans, oh, that shit's hilarious, bro.
Grass, it ain't so Grass. You a Cowboy fan, man?
Hey, the one thing I will say about the Cowboys, bro, they've found a way, right? And over the last 10 to 20 years, they have found a way to lose games that I've seen no other team in any kind of sport lose, bro. We will lose shit that I've never seen, bro. I've seen us lose on field goals, on penalties, on blowouts, on blown leads. We're horrible, bro.
Hey, Chase, Darmani, I really haven't seen him. I don't know if he's back in the gym or he's just taking some time off and relaxing. Yeah.
Hey, look, Smooth. Hey, Smooth says, "Who the fuck is Victor Moan?" Now it's that's Paolo Banchetto, the guy for Duke.
Yeah. Wait, you got to give him the context. Y'all remember Money Talks where Chris Tucker is goes to Charlie Sheen's fiance parent house, and he told him he was Victor Moan Jr., which is supposed to be Diane Carroll, who's black, Victor Moan Italian dude. Branchero is black and Italian, so he called him Victor Moan Jr.
No, so I'm having a conversation with Jamil, and I'm like, yo, bro, there's this kid, bro, Banchetto. He's Italian, but he can ball, bro. He can fucking ball. Jamil was like, Italian. I'm like, yeah, bro. He like 6'10", but he Italian, but he nice. And by Jamil looked at me, he's like, bro, what the fuck you talking about Italian? He's black. Where you get his Italian shit from? I'm like, I don't know, bro. It's his last name. I was like,
Yeah,
he's sick, bro.
His dad was a football player at University of Washington. His mom was a basketball player.
Hey, but him, Banchetto, Chet Holmgren, and fucking Jabari Smith, bro. I really like Jabari Smith. That's why I was hoping my Spurs could get a top 3 pick. But number 9, once you're like number 9, 10, and 11, you ain't gonna get one of those guys, bro. There it is. You're not. You know what I mean?
Hey, big. We'll talk about that during the draft. Let's finish this up. My man Grass said Boots is the best since Ray Robinson. God damn, that's high praise.
Y'all overdoing it. Hopefully he proves it, man. But hey, but honestly, man, seeing Boots in person, I'll tell you like this, bro. Like he ain't even what's the other cat on the live with us right now? I forgot his name.
Dirk.
Okay, so like he said, Boots is a generational talent and he ain't even got in his bag. Bro, like honestly, Boots barely even warmed up against Clayton, bro. And people be like, oh, that was fake. That was behind the head. Nah, bro, that was a legit. I was there. I was literally row 3. That was legit, bro. I
don't think people have been in a boxing gym before. Like,
yeah, no, that was legit,
we've seen
bro.
it. We've seen it with Fury and Wilder. Like, you get hit in the back of the head or, in that area.
Temple, yeah, the ear shit, that ear shot, yeah, that shit, bro.
That's what your equilibrium.
Yeah, and it's just like, bro, Boots was so much better than this guy. Like, he was just literally out there practicing, bro. And I'm just like,
It's different.
Like I said, man. And then I afterwards, they were.
You misread it, yo. Smooth, you face. Smooth, funny as shit for that.
Victor Mo.
He was hating on Victor Mo right there. He's like, he can't say. Oh man, y'all dudes is hilarious.
Hey, but at the end of the day, right? Like, I like Spence. I fuck with Spence, but like Spence, if Spence fights Bud and fights Boots in back-to-back fights, bro, that's GOAT shit right there, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to see one of them go up to 54 without fighting Boots because I think that's what will happen. And if that does happen, then that puts a lot of pressure on Boots and Ortiz to fight because they're literally like number 1, number 2 in what WBC and all these other rankings. So I honestly think that's more than likely what's going to happen at 147 and 54. You're going to see all these guys fighting for these vacant belts.
Hey, fellas, I'm about to head out. I'm about to go to the gym, actually. I want to say this, though. First off, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate everybody in the comments. Thanks for being here. Love y'all. What y'all thinking? Thurman versus Boots? Crawford versus Spence? And the winner fight each other? Would that determine who's the best?
That would.
Yeah.
That would be like that'd be some Final Four shit right there.
Yeah, you have to drag Thurman into the ring, but yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Andre, I got an interview actually posted later today on 210 Boxing TV. I actually interviewed my young boy Jesus Ramos yesterday, so I'm gonna be posting that later on today.
Hey, thank y'all. I'm about to head out. If you haven't subscribed to my man Brandon 210 Boxing. And yeah, we out. Till